I think the judge made the right decision in this case. And more than anything, I'm just looking forward to getting this behind us and moving forward with the city in a positive way.
We're getting reaction to last week's legal decision against Palm Coast Mayor Mike Norris.
Norris sued the city of Palm Coast, challenging the legality of Charles Gambaro's appointment to the city council. Last week, a judge ruled against Mayor Norris on both standing and merit. Gambaro supports the decision.
My appointment followed all the legal requirements and proper protocols as outlined in our city charter and Florida law. And these facts were reaffirmed today by Judge Francis' rulings. But despite this lawful and transparent appointment, Mayor Norris chose to file a frivolous lawsuit against the city he was elected to serve. And this is without question the action of a toxic and isolated leader. This unprecedented legal action is clearly a calculated attempt really to intimidate and deflect attention from the serious and well-documented concerns about his own derelict conduct in office since taking the oath back in November of 24.
For her part, Vice Mayor Teresa Pontieri just wants the city council to move forward.
It's going to take, I think a whole body effort, though, to do that. And I also think it's going to take buy-in from the residents. The residents are going to have to want to move on as well and have to believe that this council can focus on enacting good policy and really doing what we are elected to do, which is the business of the residents and of the city. So it's going to take a whole team effort to really, really start focusing on what we can do as a council to make sure that we do what we are elected to do.
Norris has publicly vowed to appeal. We asked him for a comment, but he did not return our request. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Daryl Moody.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, July 7th.
I guess if everybody's in agreement, we have to work to push a contract forward because we're up against the September deadline. We're not going to make it.
Flagler County Commission Vice Chair Leanne Pennington. What is the future of animal control in Flagler County? Karen Johnson has a report.
Following a recent workshop meeting by the county commissioners, lawmakers have decided they want to move forward with bringing animal control internally.
I think the direction has always been we want to see the other options. That's why we took that contract down from 2 years to a year. So hopefully Palm Coast at this point gets back to us so we can make a decision.
And one of the main issues is the cost for animal control responsibility to shift. Commissioner Kim Carney.
Not saying we shouldn't pay our fair share, but working out an agreement where something is shared. The way they're presenting this, it's like they're building a whole new department for Flagler County animal control. I don't think we need a whole new department. I'd like to see some sharing or integrating. This is not integrating. This is developing our department under them. We can do this.
Commissioner Greg Hansen is concerned the animal control function is only being looked at for the costs associated with running the department. He has a different perspective.
Just like ambulance services, we would take care of Bunnell, Flagler Beach, Palm Coast. It'd be a countywide project, and we would bill them for our efforts on this. But I think that's the only way to make it clean. One entity running it, and that would be us.
Another issue the commissioners are considering is whether the department would be run as animal control that would include law enforcement or as an animal shelter. The current contract runs out the end of September. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. 2 suspected drug houses in Palm Coast are now shut down, and 2 men are behind bars without bond after what the Flagler County Sheriff is calling a textbook example of how undercover operations and SWAT raids can clean up neighborhoods. Sheriff Rick Staley.
After a 5-month undercover operation by our Special Investigations Unit, we raided 2 homes in Palm Coast using our SWAT team for a wake-up call early in the morning. At one home, we even found a doormat that said, "Come back with a warrant." So we did. All the occupants of those homes went to jail for various narcotic charges, methamphetamine, cocaine, fentanyl, those kind of charges.
Last week, deputies served a search warrant at 21A Rosecroft Lane. According to investigators, 37-year-old Ryan MacArthur, wanted out of Volusia County for fentanyl trafficking, refused to come to the door and instead tried to flush drugs down the toilet. SWAT members breached a bathroom window to confront MacArthur, who eventually surrendered. Inside the home, detectives seized fentanyl, drug paraphernalia, 7 cell phones, and nearly $3,000 in cash. MacArthur was arrested on multiple charges, including possession of fentanyl, resisting arrest, and the outstanding warrant. The next morning, detectives and SWAT were back at it, this time at 45 Bruning Lane. Deputies say 38-year-old Eric Lamb was found behind the house and taken into custody without incident. The search turned up methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia with cocaine residue. Lamb was also charged with violating probation from previous arrests in Flagler and Volusia counties. Sheriff Staley says the message is clear.
We will continue to clean up neighborhoods and run these poison peddlers out of Flagler County. If you see something suspicious, let us know. We take all tips seriously, and you are usually correct on what your neighbor is doing. It's a great job by our SIU team and our SWAT team safely searching both homes.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
FPC first baseman Sadie Shell announced she'll continue her softball career at Lake Sumter State in Leesburg. Sadie suffered a knee injury in the final game of travel ball last summer and through hard work was able to get back in time for the Bulldogs season, leading the team with a .385 batting average. She never took it for granted.
Being able to finally touch that field and just be able to get myself going back in the right direction has been absolutely amazing. And being able to do it with this great group of girls behind me has been just outstanding.
She joins a storied Lake Hawk program. This May, they fell to St. John's River State in the Junior College National Championship game. Matanzas announced last week that John White will take over the wrestling program once again. White coached wrestling at the school until 2022. He replaces Dennis Kitko, who will return to Japan after one season. Pirates also announced baseball coach Jim Perry's retirement. Perry had been the school's head coach since 2015. He was enthusiastic about a young team that featured a dozen first-time varsity players this season who were all eager to learn.
This group right here, they want to learn stuff. When something goes wrong, they're not happy about it. And if they don't understand it, I can see it in their face and we start talking about it and give them all the scenarios that were possible. It's fun to watch them because I can see the wheels turning inside their head trying to figure out all those scenarios that just got explained and what they saw.
Perry was also at FPC for 10 years from 1993 to 2002. He spent 33 years total on the bench, including stints at Pedro Menendez and the alma mater St. Augustine. Pirate Athletic Director Zach Rigney confirmed to the Palm Coast Observer that the school will announce boys golf and lacrosse coaches soon. The school currently has openings in girls lacrosse, basketball, and golf. The Observer also reports that a replacement for Bulldog wrestling coach David Bosserdette is only awaiting district approval. FPC still has positions available for tennis, girls bowling, and flag football. WNZF is your home for local sports with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the sports desk, I'm Mike Licio.